Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's section. So we'll be kicking off in a moment. We'll be kicking off in a moment, just waiting for a little bit more people to come in and join. Okay, let's get started. Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this webinar, Grow Your Advisory Service with Xero Apps. My name is Hagi. I am part of the partner consulting team here at Xero. It's a pleasure to present to you today. I also have my teammates, Dan and Nani, here today helping with the Q&A sections. Before we start, let's go through a couple of housekeeping tips. For the best audio and visual experience, we recommend closing any other application you have running in the background, like Skype or emails. You should see a webinar control panel somewhere on your screen, depending on your operation system. It should include audio settings and Q&A options. Please feel free to ask any questions at any time. Just click the Q&A button on the control panel, type your question and click send. We have a large number of people on this webinar today, so we will do our best to answer all your questions throughout. If we do run out of time, we will raise any outstanding questions as cases with our customer experience team so that they can get back to you. If you navigate away from the presentation and cannot find any control panel, try to move your mouse onto the bottom of the screen and look for the Zoom camera icon. Today, we will show you how to get started with app advisory for your clients. So this is our today's agenda. So we will cover how to understand what is app advisory is. I will share how your practice can benefit from it. And then we will look at two Xero partners so that you can see how they approach moving their firm to provide app advisory service and what kind of journey that your journey might look like. And then we'll explain how app advisory can help increase your firm's profits. And then we'll look on some different apps for your practice and also for your clients. Lastly, we'll wrap it up, leaving you with some final tips so that you can get started. Before we begin, I will launch a quick poll to get a better understanding of you today. So let me launch my pool now. So which of those services do you provide currently? Whether it's going to be bookkeeping, payroll, tax return, financial statements, monthly, quarterly management reports, tax strategic planning, or you are already providing app advisory, connection, and setup. Just give it a minute to wait for more answers. Thank you, everyone. Well, it looks like fewer of you are involved in app advisory, connection, and setup. So you're in the right place today to learn more. For those of you who are not offering app advisory currently, here is the second question. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you to get started with app advisory? 1 means being not confident at all, and 10 is being very confident. Thanks again. So by the end of this webinar, you know where to begin on your advisory journey and how to continue. So our first topic is the app advisory journey. App advisory is about helping your client to select the right apps to automate and improve their workflows, overcoming challenges, and enhance the opportunity. A study that we had in Xero, small businesses trust their accountants and bookkeeper to guide them on their business and financial goals. So if you understand their business and the apps that can connect with Xero, you can actually deliver higher value service to support your client in even more. App advisory can help your clients simplify their process and operate more efficiently. And for you, attract new business, increase value, revenue, and strengthen client relationship. It is also a way to get paid for the informal advice that you are already giving. App advisory is a truly win-win. Before thinking about app advisory, it's important to have a solid understanding of Xero. This will help you have a better understanding of your client needs and Xero connected apps you recommend to meet those needs. Once that you have that foundational knowledge, there are a few stages that you might need to go through when advising clients on the Xero connected apps. The nice thing is that you can do each stage at your own pace. You can find out more about these stages in Xero App Advisory Playbook, in which they are available for downloads. Maybe we can start with simple app recommendations. This guide, which is guiding your client to app based on their specific needs, where they are responsible for connecting apps to Xero, setting them up, and for the future management. You can then begin app implementation, recommending what apps to use, teaching your client how to use them, and support the client when they connect and set the apps up. And after that, you can move to the full app advisory. You do it all. Recommend the apps, teaching your client to connect and set them up, and also give your client providing ongoing support. To do this, you need to know like the industry that your client working in, the app that they currently use, and if they are happy about it. We'll talk a little bit more about it later. And to understand this journey, we'll look at 2 Xero partners today and see how they can switch to app advisory and increase their revenue. Let's look at WK Advisor, a Xero partner who offers app recommendations. The team at WK Advisor Accountant use level 1 of the app advisory as described in the Xero App Advisory Playbook, app recommendations. And they provide different levels of financial and strategic advice. They listen to their client personal and financial goals as a starting point. And then they come prepared to offer advisory by stealth. They offer a value-based pricing approach with an MVP, means minimum viable price, of each service that is worth. This helps them to clearly see the profit can make from each engagement. When discussing with their service with their clients, they lead with the benefits. When discussing price, they use a loss aversion technique. For example, they will say, not following this strategy could end up costing you 95K, but our fee is only 5K. WK has a number of clients in the farming industry, so that they recommend the financial farm management system, Figure. This helps their client keep track of their stock or purchase and sales quantities, while also sending an invoice directly into Xero so that they can match against each payment. They also use Spotlight for ongoing client management reporting, for example, like forecasting, budgets, and visual dashboards. Both of those tools are really valuable for different users and allow them to provide their client with a real-time insight into their financial performance. In addition, using Figure and Spotlight for their client, WK also make use of practice app for their own firm. One of their key practice apps is Ignition, which allow them to create client proposal for their different service offering using custom templates. They will be able to send those to client who can electronically accept the proposal and pay for it, including options for paying upfront or automated recurring bill, which has significantly reduced their admin time. But then they said that it's not always like that. Their transition from a highly efficient compliant practice to an established advisory practice was not an easy task. Initially, they asked their team to have advisory conversation, but this didn't always work because the staff have different level of confidence when asking the right questions. Instead, they create like a shared vision and framework for everyone and agree on their definition of advisory. This is very critical as people always have different views, and then the shared definition united them and helped deliver consistent information to their clients. Secondly, they developed a advisory touchpoint KPIs. This promoted a professional and supportive approach, giving their client more value. A good example was building in flexible time, where each month they will call their client to see how they are getting on, and using consistent communication to strengthen relationships. And lastly, they created a clear learning path for staff developments, which become increasingly more critical this day. And they encourage their staff to identify strengths to use at work. Now that all the staff know their roles and offer excellent advisory service to clients with confidence. Next, we'll consider another practice called Account Connect, a silver partner who employs staff and also offer full apps advisory. Account Connect implements apps and give ongoing support for their clients. They charge one-off implementation fee, and also provide fixed, monthly, and ongoing service for compliance and management reporting. For those already on Xero, they offer a Xero health check with a 50% off discount for the implementation fee, and if they sign up as a bookkeeping client within the month. And also they offer client meeting upfront to build reports and scoop out the work. They will ask many questions, like to help them understand their client's lifestyle and business goal. And they will look at any existing app that already connected to Xero. And also use a workflow graph analysis to find any missing piece. And then they will create a transparent scoping document, which is based on a set of questions and inform the pricing that they will use. They are very specific about the service that they can provide and set very clear expectation. This provides a peace of mind and clarity so that the client know what to expect. Accounts Connect are open and honest about their fee and the way to structure them. To calculate fee, they use a formula based on their own profit goals and which take into account. The first one is the expected time for installation and implementations. Second, the volume of the transaction that might consider and how much time that they actually need. Third, the service the practice will deliver to their clients. And then the client's previous experience and the ability to learn to get up to speed with the system that they will put in place. Lastly, is the practice's own experience in setting up system for similar clients. To begin your journey, it's handy to know your practice market niche. Diana, the founder of Accounts Connect, used Xero HQ to see client she already had to find her market niche. So let's switch our screen to for a Xero HQ demo so that I can teach you and can show you how to find more market niche for your own practice. Let's get started. So when you log into the Xero HQ, you can go to click on the drop-down menu to access to the Xero HQ. And under the navigation bar, you can actually go to see Explorer. And then under Explorer, you can go to Industry. From here, you'll be able to see like a very clear dashboard to show you what industry that your client that currently are in. And then you can see the full list here. Maybe some of the client that you haven't assigned any industry into just yet, so that you can click on that and to assign the industry. Let's say this one is marketing company. And then you can hit save so that that company actually, that client of yours already tagged into the industry so that you get better understanding of different like ratio of the industry that your client is in. So that you can click onto different industry in the dashboard. So you can see here. And you can also like take a look on like the app that we can, you can recommend to your clients. So let's say some of the client that you of yours already have some of the connected apps linked with the Xero already, and some might not. So that you can click on view recommended apps to see what type of app can actually consider to recommend to your clients, so that you can help them to automate their business tasks and also like optimizing their efficiency. Yeah, so this one is this is basically how it works to have a nice market niche that of your clients, so that you will be able to kind of like consider which kind to focus on or which industry, so that you can start off with your first few app advisory case. So let's go back to the slide deck. So Diana found there are many trade-based businesses in her client base, like electrician. So it helped her to recommend apps to their clients, like Service Made, amongst the apps that to manage the job and staff, from a customer first call to the job completion, invoicing and payment. Like WK, they also use Spotlight for ongoing client management reporting, and for Ignition for the client proposal. But remember, you don't need to master all the apps. Being an expert takes some time. If you know enough, and then you can help your client, you can help, just can be, if you know enough for one app, you can be the expertise for your, for your client and also for your practice niche. So we have looked at some real case, like real world advisory example. So let's consider the industry as a whole for our next topic, overcoming barriers to technology. We will examine some statistics from a study we did from 2021 about the human barriers to the technology of adoptions. So here is like the highlights for the study that we did. So this study actually covered over 4,200 small businesses in 6 countries. So it includes 12 key barriers experienced by small business and recommendations to help them to move forward with their tech journey. So we found that in Australia, 7 in 10 are confident in embracing new technologies. 6 in 10 are excited about it, but only 4 in 10 are open to taking risks when making business decisions. So it was similar to Canada and United States, although both countries are little bit more open taking their tasks with business decision. And looking at to Asia region, confidence level are higher in Singapore, with 9, 8, and 7 in 10 being confident, excited, and open respectively. We can see that there are differences in business confidence between regions, and the reasons are varied. And our report shows you some contributing factors. I encourage you to read the report to see what your client might need help with. So there also a simple tool to help business owner to visualize the pros and cons using different technologies. Moving on, let's take a look on why high-performing practices earn revenue from advisory service. We'll look at the psychology of our staff and clients, and then we'll look at the system and process you can set up for success. Let's consider your team's psychology and how they feel about offering the advisory service. WK developed the right mindset by giving all staff a role so everyone knows what to do and how to execute. They are curious and ask questions like, what are your goals and how we can help you to align with them? They encourage their direct customer interactions for positive relationship and effective advisory services. It's just not a passive relationship here. They avoid risk of underservicing their clients. And then they have a well-defined philosophy so that their team is committed to provide valuable services. So ensure your team is all aligned, expectations are clear, and figure out how you're going to make a true commitment to bring new levels of experience to your clients. And also to consider why your client use you as an advisor. They need to know the outcome of your service and how you can help their business to success. You can use WK's approach without a clear strategy around X. You're missing out on Y. We have seen this in the past with other clients who held back due to the price consideration. Frame the conversation in a way that will resonate the best with your clients. Like Accounts Connect, consider your expertise in your niche and understand why what those clients need. And then thirdly, train your staff to convey the value of your service so that your client know what to expect and how you can help them. Lastly, treat client relationship as a partnership to find ways to create a win-win for everyone. Then there are systems, process, and pricing structures. So here are some effective pricing tips from our 2 high-performing practices, Accounts Connect and WK. So there are fixed fee price billing. It's a very simple, value-based an approach providing clear client satisfaction. Accounts Connect clients seem to prefer this model for their cash flow purpose. However, to cover costs and margins, Accounts Connect monitor the time allocated to each job using Xero Practice Manager. Xero Practice Manager is a great tool for larger practices. It works well with Ignition and has excellent resources and templates for implementation and bookkeeping. Both partners use a minimum viable price to remove all the guesswork. and to evaluate job more, to evaluate job profitability. And third, know what you can do and don't over. Be prepared to make tough decisions and choices, to be clear with your team about your primary focus. Include all advice in your fees. Encourage the client to contact, inviting them to get in touch when they need, and build it into your pricing. Look at the aggregate of the fee of your client. Don't just look at the fee for one client. Test and learn to find the pricing structure that works for you and use what you learn for the next time. For a growing practice, you want a repeatable and scalable processes to help maximize profits. Efficiency is crucial. If you don't structure your service in the right way, you might not be able to monitor your time correctly and might miss out the income that you could potentially charging for. Our research at Xero suggests there are 4 categories can help to increase profits. The first one is identifying opportunities. The second, proposals and fee collections. Third, data automations. And lastly, business intelligence and analytics. We will explain each one in detail and show you the groups of apps within each category. We call them category stacks. We also suggest researching to see what's the best fit for you. The first category is to identify opportunities, which is where you build a sales pipeline for new and existing clients. When tracking leads and conversion rate, ask yourself, are the services that you're offering priced appropriately? Have you got the right number of leads? Sometimes there might be too many leads or not enough leads. And are you recognizing your opportunity to generate more revenue? Here are some of the tools that can help. The first one is Xero Practice Manager. This helps to treat leads as potential sales opportunity for existing and potential clients. You can see the lead breakdown in different ways, including for those that you have won. When a lead becomes a sale, the prospect automatically becomes a client, and Xero Practice Manager create a new job from the lead. Remember Diana from Accounts Connect? Use Xero HQ to find the industry for your client that you're in. It will help you to locate the apps for your client as part of your new service. The second app I want to cover is HubSpot. So HubSpot is a great tool to regularly communicate with your customers. It encourages them to contact you for help about the things that you might know they need assistance with. The third app that I want to cover is called Boomer. Boomer is a great client marketing and communication resources. They have excellent library of content, including Xero updates. There are so many apps available, and it is worth it to take some time to investigate which one will work the best for your practice. While on the topic of the apps, let's take a look on the Xero App Store before moving on to the next category. So we have more than 1,000 apps can be connected with Xero, and there are many ways to find what you need. You can click on function. We will search by function. It's a great way to explore the app group by what they can do, like CRM, bill and expenses, or even like e-commerce, financial services, inventory, etc. And then you can search by industry. The industry tab allows you to search according to the industry. Let's say if your client is in the trading company, so that they might just like find like the trading industry here by this drop-down menu. And then the third, you can also see a list of award winners, feature apps, staff picks, and Xero apps and add-on. You can also search the app by searching field. So I'll just search on Xero Practice Manager. We can search by the to search for specific apps in here, including like for like the industry or task. In this case, we're just like seeing that like when I search on the Practice Manager, a page for the app is already here on this screen, so that you can have more detailed understanding about what does it do, an introduction, and what sort of data will be synchronized between systems. And then if you're interested to use this app, you can hover your mouse to this button called Get This App. Towards this right, you'll also be seen to get an app. And then for some an app that you can sign in using your Xero credentials. So many apps are found on Xero apps. Will also offer a free trial so that you can try one and then to determine whether this is like the best fit app for your client and also for your firm. Now, let's go to our next category, proposal and fee collections. A clearly defined scope of work and automated fee collections makes things a lot easier for both you and your clients. Your practice staff will know what needs to be done, and your cash flow will benefit from the prompt payments. Along with the benefits we mentioned earlier, Xero Practice Manager lets you to quickly turn engagement letters to invoice efficiently. Ignition is a great tool for client engagement and also automate all the admin tasks. It helps to avoid the scope creep, which refers to the change or uncontrolled growth in a project scope. That way that you can stick to the task you and your client agree. Use this app to send smart proposal to the client to read, to sign, and to pay for it, all on the one place. You can send your pricing manual to the clients to make scalable and to sell extra services. And speaking of payment, no one likes to chase client for money. So to set up a payment service to automate the collection of fees. Stripe facilities for credit card, debit card, Apple Pay, Google Pay payments, while HitPay and CardUp allow for automated pay now payment options in Xero invoices for Singapore-based businesses. Xero customers in Hong Kong can also benefit from our HSBC integration that allow business to collect Xero invoice receivable from their customer directly from Hong Kong's FPS system in real time. Not only can all these payment apps can help you to get paid faster, but then they can also help your client to get paid faster as well. Our next category is data automations. This is where it gets really interesting. Data automation help you to process data quickly and more accurately without you having to do all the work. The software processes the data so that you can focus on your business. It is also a great way to begin app advisory. With up-to-date financial data, you can actually advise your client for a better, so that they can make more well-informed business decision. This also saves them a lot of time in their day. Couple apps I wanted to cover today for this category. The first one is called HubDoc. HubDoc helps streamline all the data entry for your client's bills. And Xero Expenses is an add-on that you can use for expenses claim management and reimbursement. Another one is called Tax Precision. Not only does this app provide you with reporting functionality, but it also has a data clear tool. It helps to identify duplicate contents, miscoded invoices, or irregular transactions. MMC Received is a document capture app that can help you to scan the receipt and bank statement and pushes them into Xero. It also supports for multiple currency. Let's take a look on the two of the options here, HubDoc and Xero Expenses. So let's just start with the HubDoc first. So you can see here, you can use the single sign-on to log in to HubDoc with your Xero login. So there are a couple ways for you to upload your documents. You can drag and drop to upload all the file from your computer, or you can just download the app and then to snap all the pictures of your receipt, and it will all submitted onto the cloud to the HubDoc. And then by then that HubDoc will automatically start to read your receipt, read all the data from the receipt, and extract all the necessary data for accounting purpose. So let's say, for example, here, so I just added an Uber invoices that I just recently took Uber to meet my client. So I can just directly forward that email that I got from Uber invoice, and I can just forward directly to the HubDoc email, and then they will fetch it. And then you can see they will be able to extract all the necessary data, like the invoice date, the supplier name, and also with the total amount and currency as well. So that I can simply do some configuration to identify which account does this go to appear in my profit and loss report, so that I can select different account codes. I can select different status, in Xero, so that I can push directly in just by one click of button. I can just directly push to Xero. Another good thing for this HubDoc is not only capturing the receipt for you, but on the other hand, it also helps you to do some document management. Let's say, for example, like if I have submitted different types of the receipt, and it just automatically help me to separate and also categorize different receipt by different supplier. So that makes it very easy for you to do any sort of sample checkings, or even to categorize to see each category, or even each supplier. So it's very, very simple. So so it's very, very simple. So we have a lot of different content available on our Xero Central, where you can learn more about the practice and where you can learn more about HubDoc and how to use them for your practice and also for your clients. Another part of the Xero platform is called Xero Expenses. So I can just go to the navigation bar, click on business, and go to expense claim. Xero Expenses is a great way to manage and reimburse expenses easily. So all the staff can download the mobile app and also to take a picture of that receipt. And then Xero will capture all the details from the receipt and also publish it to the reports directly. Xero also keep everyone up to date about the claim status, including the person who submits the claim and also to the approver. So you can see different statuses here, your own expense receipt that you submitted, to review, to pay, and for the admin user, so that they can actually click on the Explorer to see which category that do their staff to claim the most. And they can see different sort of the breakdown of every single transaction expenses that submitted to the Xero platform. So that all the staff is very important. All the staff can actually attach the receipt to that expenses claim submission, so that every single thing has the supporting document for easier management, and also for better data analytics, and also for better report presentations. So let's go to the final category, is business insights and analytics. Running a report for a client isn't advisory. It is really up to you to provide detailed insight, deliver extra analysis, and commentary about the information shows. Advisory helps you to connect better with your clients, and it helps them to make better business decisions and to reach their financial goals. Some of the most popular solutions are great for reporting and forecasting, and take your advisory services further for your practice and also for your client business. There are many popular established solutions, including Spotlight, Virtually, and Phantom, for powerful accounting reports. So don't forget to check out some of the other apps, reporting apps available on our Xero App Store as well. So this will help you to become more efficiently by removing the export of data into Excel, and then you will get a deeper understanding of your client data, helping you to produce beautiful looking reports. While we are on the topic about insights, we will talk about a new innovation at Xero called Xero Analytics. It helps with simplified cash flow management and business analysis, saving you and your client time and effort. It includes a short-term cash flow projections to spot opportunity and risks, and also you'll be able to take immediate actions. And a business snapshot to check the key performance measures like incomes and expenses, and how fast your customer pays you. Analytics is great if you're new to advisory, but Analytics Plus gives you advanced information and customization to check your cash flow and also the financial with more clarity. For example, you can project the cash balance out further and manually add and remove any future transactions. Your business snapshot let you to view the number making up the financial metrics. You can set dates, you can include specific accounts. So let's take a quick look on the Analytics Plus. We'll assume that your client has recurring cash transaction, so we will use the short-term cash flow to help make sense of the data. You can also click on the navigation bar under Business and access to the short-term cash flow and business snapshots. You can select the banks that you want to focus on, and also select for different day that you want to project the cash flow projections. Analytics Plus let you to select different projections based on the spend and receive money transaction for the past 3 months, and also it use AI to protect the transaction. The projection include the future bills and invoices, but not the draft ones or purchase order, quotes, or future dated transaction like batch payment and deposit and many journals. Projections are based on the due dates, so Xero exclude any transaction that already passed unless that you update the plan or expected payment dates to include it. So we scroll down a little bit. So you can see here we have like a very informative graphic here. So that tells you like the total money in and total money out with the cash flow projection breakdown. So you scroll down, you can see all the breakdown, like including the money in and out list. So you can click on the different projection time to see the details. And you can also move your mouse along the graph so that you can see the cash flow for specific days. And under the breakdown section, you can group by all. You can see the group projections. And here we can choose all to the group them by content. If you move your mouse to the summary view and the table view, this shows the daily breakdown of the predictions and slightly different in slightly different ways. Remember, these are the predictions only and might not include all the factors that affects the cash flow. And if we are scrolling down to the suggested actions, it's very important your client reconcile their bank accounts very regularly, because Analytics Plus can help them with any actions that they need to take. Scroll to the bottom and then you can see, you can see all the suggested action recommended by us. Since the projections are based on due dates, your client should update the plan and expected payment date for overdue invoices and bills, so that you can make the projection more accurate. You can add the plan date and expected payment date here, and you can update bills. And also, you can add a transaction like a new computer, selecting money going out, money out, and enter a price and the future date. And then we will add the transaction and then we will add the transaction and enter the details. Let's move to the Let's move to the business snapshot to see the business financial health. So we'll scroll all the way up and then go to business snapshot. So this shows the most important measure to track, like income, expenses, gross profit margin, and average time to get paid. This helps you to understand the business financial position using graph and to analyze the trend using custom dates. You can use an accrual and or cash basis. And then you can move your mouse to the print button so that you can directly print the report in PDF file or to print it out so that you can show to your clients. You can go to the drop-down for dates to select some common dates or enter the custom dates. So let me put on like the last financial year. So you can see that after I click on different dates, the graph will just automatically update for me. If I scroll down to the screen, and you can see some additional important metrics for the balance sheets. And then you can click on any tile that you can see in report, like business performance for that period. And then you can click on, let's say, one of the figures here, and it will open a new tab for account transaction report. Like here. So if you're unsure about the value, so you can click on the number, so to see what makes up the transaction. And you can also edit metrics, like here, so that you can use different metrics to see what you want to include, including like select accounts for profit and loss, or like select expenses to display, hide or show metrics. So when you update, like when you add new or remove an account, so the snapshot will update immediately. So now we are close to the end. So I will summarize some of the important information that we have discussed. So the first one is to choose a philosophy and to inspire your staff. Help them to understand why you're doing this. Speak to them and others in your community to see what's been working and what hasn't. Second, price your service for the value that you can deliver and iterate from there. Robust scoping and charging correctly is very, very important. So help clients to identify the right apps is the large part of advisory. Use repeatable and scalable processes. When scoping, it's better to use a template each time as a base, rather than asking unprepared questions. Lastly, you don't have to do everything all at once. Breaking it into manageable parts so that as you grow towards the full apps advisory. We will provide you the summary of which for all the content we covered today. This will include some helpful resources like Xero Central discussion where you can have a chat with other advisors, learning program on app advisory, as well as a link to the Xero App Store. Before we finish with another pool, I will give you some parting tips based on other partners' experience on the same journey. Prepare to make tough choices. Decide what you will do or what you won't do. Be very definitive about it and hold yourself accountable. If you try to serve the needs for all your clients, you will stretch yourself too thin and might not be able to make a profit on your engagement. Secondly, consider how you can establish an understanding of your client with a more deeper perspective. When technology helps the productivity and that can positive financial outcomes, people might just simply wonder, how do I spend more time with my family or even find a better way for my work-life balance? So ask the right question to find out what your client really wants. And after that, regularly connect with your clients. It's incredibly valuable giving them a call to catch up and see how they're going and what tools and workflows are working really well. And next, scope robustly and consider charging for it. It's likely not enough practice charges for this. The information you discover is critically important and deliver app advisory service. Consider starting with cash flow before you're diving into specific vertical apps. Cash flow is the closest core for accounting, so it's easier to implement and will be applicable for more clients. Lastly, prepare to learn through failure. So don't be discouraged by any setbacks. Just learn from your mistake and adjust your process. Give people the opportunity and space to share mistakes they encounter. All right, so here's the last tool. It's the same one as before. And it will help me to understand if you have found this session helpful and have a starting point for the app advisory. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you in getting started with the app advisory? 1 is being not confident at all, and 10 is very confident. All right, I can see answers dropping in, and I can see that more of you are being more comfortable after this session. So I'm very happy to see the result. Thank you, everyone. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for your time. We hope that you, your practice, and your client can benefit from today's webinar. Please scan a QR code so that you can we will receive your feedback and your insights. Be sure to visit the Education Month page to learn more. So this wrap up our presentation. Many thanks for being here today. Before we close, we want to have a look on if anyone has submitted any questions there. All right, so the time is about to end. So this wrap up our webinar today. So thank you so much for tuning in for this webinar. Thank you from me and the team, and hope you have a lovely day. Thank you.